Hey guys, how is it going? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another favorites video. So before I jump into my May-June favorites, I wanted to give you a short life update just because it will kind of affect my presence here on YouTube for a little bit. So this video might potentially be one of the last or even the last video that you will see in this particular setting over here. I am so happy because in a couple of weeks my husband and I are finally getting the keys to our new house and we will be moving in the first weeks of July. That means that one of the next times you see me, or even the next time you see me, I will be sitting in a completely different space. I will finally have my own makeup space, like an actual desk and like a designated space in the house where I'm going to keep my makeup things, because right now it is just a mess. Everything is all over the place in our living room, and yeah, I'm kind of hoping that the background will look a little bit better, because I mean now it's okay, it's kind of homey and I'm not really bothered by it. I know it's not very professional YouTube background with like the white wall and the backdrops and the whatnots, but it works for me and I have a small channel, so it's, you know, everything is low-key and very relaxed. But with that being said, I will just be very happy to finally have all of my things organized into one space and a little bit more structured. But I don't know, would you be interested to see my makeup room, like not room, but like my makeup space and how I organized everything? So let me know in the comments below if you would be interested in something like this, and if you are, then I will definitely do it. Now, without further ado, let's jump into my favorites, because I have quite a few to share with you. I am going to start with my non-makeup favorites, and I'm going to talk about skincare for a change. So, like I said in one of my previous empties video, I've recently gotten into Paula's Choice skincare. So I've tried quite a few products in the past half a year or so, and I have clear favorites, and I definitely wanted to share these with you. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Clinical 1% Retinol Treatment with peptides and vitamin C. This is the full-sized version of the product. It is fairly on the expensive side. This costs 60 euros, and there is an option to try this product in a mini size, just in case you're not sure how this is going to work for you, because retinol products can be quite finicky depending on your skin type. I don't have super sensitive thin skin that reacts to everything, so I've responded to the retinol quite well. I feel like I could probably use it every day and get away with it. I don't. I use it every other day or like 3-4 times a week, but not more than that. However, I love this stuff. It has made such a great difference for my skin. It just makes my pores much smaller, my skin much brighter, and I can clearly see the effects when I'm using this, so I highly recommend it. I know it has like the expensive price tag to it, but it's for a good reason. The next product I want to talk about is, now that we have moved a little bit more into summer, I wanted to have a moisturizer, daily moisturizer with SPF, which is something that I've never done before. Believe it or not, I am not someone who has been very, how should I put it, very careful when it comes to protecting my skin from the sun, which is why I think you can already see some sun damage. But with that being said, I decided to go for the Skin Balancing Ultra Sheer Daily Defense Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Normal Oily Combination Skin, because this is the type of skin that I have, and I wanted something like lightweight that will sink in really quickly, because I hate it when a day cream just stays on your skin and it messes with the rest of your makeup. I feel like that is not the case when it comes to this product. It sinks into the skin very quickly. It doesn't have any sort of unpleasant SPF related scent to it, and it just, I don't know, it's really cool. You put it on, it's there, you're good to go. And it definitely doesn't make your skin like sticky, greasy, or in any way unpleasant for application of makeup afterwards. It's like you basically don't feel it. And that holds pretty much true for the next product I want to talk about, which is the Resist Ultra Light Super Antioxidant Concentrate Serum, again for normal oily combination skin with hyaluronic acid. It looks like this. It comes in this blue packaging with this really tiny opening over here, and once again it is a really beautiful daily moisturizer. It sinks into the skin really quickly, and that is what I used to use mostly in the winter time, when, you know, I would be home and then on the bus to work and then at work and then back home, and there would really be no need for me to be protecting myself from the sun. So this worked really nicely in the winter, and I actually do combine these guys sometimes even now. I would put this one first and then this one afterwards, and they're both very lightweight, very quickly sinking into my skin, so I never have problems with makeup afterwards. And now we're going to continue to the exciting part, which is of course the makeup. And I want to talk about a couple of products which are my favorites, and I've never really talked about them very extensively, or I have talked about them before, so you will see recurring favorites. I don't buy that much makeup to really have like bunches and bunches of new makeup all the time, so I want to talk about the products that I've really learned to appreciate and are really my favorites. And I wanted to give a special shout out to my Skin Food Salmon Dark Skin Concealer. I have talked about this before, and I talked about it in my yearly favorites, and I have learned to, once again, it comes in a pot like this, it's like a very thick cream. Mine is in the shade 01, by the way. I've come to have a new appreciation for this concealer now that I have once again tried something else. I decided to try the NYX Ultra HD something something concealer. It comes in like a little tube, like a lip gloss. I bought it, I put it on, and 3 seconds after I put it on, I could just feel my under eyes going like all the moisture was gone, and like looked 10 years older. It was so bad. So I immediately gifted it to a friend of mine. I never looked back, and I'm just so grateful that this exists, because honestly every single concealer I have ever tried has dried out my eyes so badly that it would just make no sense for me to even try to use concealer. This is the only thing that is like really like nourishing and creamy and works for my under eye area. So if you're aware of really like nourishing concealers for the under eye area, please let me know what your favorites are, because I'm afraid that someday they are going to discontinue this, even though I have two backups of it, and then I will be fucked. Okay, then I want to talk about another product that I keep mentioning in my favorites, and once again I have new appreciation for, and this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light Foundation. Mine is in the shade 2.0. Intensity 2.0, excuse me. So I keep wanting to try new foundations, and I keep like trying samples or buying new foundations, and I keep going back to this because nothing works for my skin like this stuff does. It just has the right amount of coverage. It is very easy to work with. It stays flawless on me all day long. I've tried other high-end foundations, I've tried so many types of different formulas, and I always go back to this one. And I always ask myself, why do you have to keep buying other foundations when you have your holy grail already? But you know, curiosity killed the cat. What can I say? Anyway, if you are looking for a great, not too full coverage, but still with coverage enough, very lasting foundation, I definitely recommend this stuff. It's so good. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is my newly rediscovered love for my Makeup Geek eyeshadows. So this is my ultimate eyeshadow palette, which I purchased in 2013, which is why it looks so beat up. And I've kind of started using these eyeshadows again recently, and the reason for that is because I decided to try Marlena's foiled eyeshadow formula, which I kept hearing so much about. And I finally bit the bullet and bought 3 foiled eyeshadows because I saw someone on Instagram use this shade over here, which is called Untamed, and I was like, I need to have this eyeshadow. So these, by the way, over here, this one here, Untamed, here Grandstand and Nostalgic, are the 3 foiled eyeshadows. The rest are just her regular eyeshadow formula. I love these eyeshadows, these foiled eyeshadows, they're so beautiful. We have Untamed, Grandstand and Nostalgic. They are gorgeous. Nostalgic is kind of like a very light pink shade. Grandstand is a very warm, like a neutral type of color, and Untamed is definitely my absolute favorite. It's one of the most unique orangey goldeny type of shades that I own, and I have zero regrets about purchasing these guys. And because I purchased them and I wanted to like do Makeup Geek base looks, I kind of rediscovered my love for my other Makeup Geek eyeshadows. So, you know, shopping your stash can always be a very interesting experience. Speaking of Makeup Geek, this is also a product that I talked about very recently in a favorites video, and this is the Makeup Geek highlighter, duochrome highlighter in the shade Psychedelic. I cannot not mention it again because I just keep using it. It's just so incredibly gorgeous. I don't know whether you will be able to see the duochrome in it. I'm going to try to swatch it for you because I keep failing at showing in a swatch how beautiful this highlighter is. It has the most gorgeous peachy, pinky undertone to it. It is just so pretty. I keep using it. I keep gravitating towards looks that I can pair with it. So I think it's fair to say that it remains one of my favorites. So I will keep talking about it for as long as it is my favorite. Okay, speaking of highlighters, I wanted to give a special shout out to a highlighter that I've had in my collection for a while but I hardly ever used, and that is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. This is a highlighter that a lot of big YouTubers raved about because it is one of those really beautiful, not very much in your face highlighters. I'm trying to show you a swatch right here of it. I'm not sure whether you will be able to see it. Anyway, I don't use this highlighter to highlight my cheekbones because I just gravitate towards other things first before I grab this. However, this is absolutely perfect if you want to highlight your Cupid's bow. This is what I have now on my Cupid's bow, and it is the only thing that I really like to put there because all of my other highlighters are way too like chunky, and I feel like the chunks just go all over my face and my lips, and I really hate that. However, this stuff is so good. It's so glowy. If I were someone who would highlight their like nose and forehead and stuff, I would probably use this. I don't because I just don't like that, but I really like highlighting my Cupid's bow with this highlighter, so it's very inexpensive and I highly recommend trying it out. Next I want to talk about two eyeshadows that I obtained from Colourpop very recently. This one is in the shade Tankini and the other one is in the shade Sugar, and this is how they look like. So Tankini is the most beautiful happy sun yellow color. It is so pretty. I absolutely love it, especially now for the summer. And I've done quite a few looks with it on Instagram, so if you're curious, check out my Instagram because I have a few looks with this. And the other color is Sugar, and I absolutely love blue shades like this. This is like a grayish blue with like pink silvery glitter in it, and I absolutely love it. It is so glowy. Highly recommend. A couple of Anastasia Beverly Hills products. One of them I've talked about before, so it will come as no surprise. This is my Anastasia Aurora Glow Kit. It looks like this, and I absolutely love this thing. It is so beautiful. I'm not going to like do swatches or talk extensively about it because people have already raved about it enough. I just think it is so beautiful and it works so nicely on the face, and I love it. So it's once again my favorite. Then I want to talk about an Anastasia product which is fairly new. They recently released blushes in this blush trio type of situation. Mine is in the shade Pool Party, and it comes with these three shades over here, which are Blank, Pageant and Cash. And I especially bought it for these two shades over here because those are the types of blushes that I really gravitate towards, although for certain types of looks I really still do use more cool toned pinks. I am very happy with the formula on these. It's very silky, very buildable. You cannot overdo it if you go in with a light hand. The only thing that I will point out as a negative is that these guys have really like small pans. Not small, but let me show you. You have these really thin pans, and then you have your blush brushes, which are normally most of the time quite massive. And then you go in and you're like, how do I do this so that I don't go into all of them at the same time? So that is the only downside, but for the rest, highly recommend. Next product from Anastasia I want to talk about is this little eyeshadow quad palette that I made for myself. So if you order Anastasia Beverly Hills single eyeshadows and you order 4 of them, for instance, you get 4 for the price of 3, and then you get this palette for free. First of all, I want to point out the palette is gorgeous. It is so well made and so sturdy, and you get the Anastasia Beverly Hills logo over here, and then you have these little, do you see these little hooks over here where you can pop out the eyeshadows really quickly and really easily? I love that. I love how well made this is. So the reason I bought these 4 eyeshadows is because I wanted to own this one over here, which is called Pink Champagne. Pink Champagne is a very unique type of eyeshadow. I don't have anything like it in my collection. It is like a coppery pink, like a, I don't know how to describe it, like a taupey coppery pink color. It's not like a warm pink, it's not like a baby pink, it's like nothing I have in my collection. And this has come in quite a few of her previous eyeshadow palettes, however I don't own any of those. The only palette I own from her is my Modern Renaissance, and I really wanted to own Pink Champagne, so I thought, why the heck not? I'm just going to pick out another few colors that I really like and just give it a go. These eyeshadows are gorgeous, by the way. So it doesn't say the finish of the eyeshadow over here, but these remind me very much of the foiled eyeshadows from Makeup Geek. And the last few products I want to talk about are from Urban Decay. The first one I'm going to mention is the Urban Decay Quick Fix Hydra Charged Complexion Prep Priming Spray with niacinamide, coconut water and whatever else. This is how it looks like. This is such a nice spray, guys. This has a super fine mist to it, much finer than my MAC Fix Plus, and it just gives such nice dewiness and moisture to your skin, and I absolutely love using it before I apply my foundation. So I do my primer, then I spray a few spritzes of this, and then I apply my foundation, and I really feel like it makes my foundation look really nice and glowy, and it stays on longer. So I highly recommend it. I haven't really tried any of the other sprays from Urban Decay, mostly because I noticed that some of them have denatured alcohol in their formulations, and I just don't understand why anyone would put denatured alcohol in a spray. I understand the rationale, but it's so bad for your skin and they're so expensive, so I just don't get it. This one doesn't have denatured alcohol, and as an added bonus it really smells like very pleasantly like coconut. It's not a scent that lingers on your face for a very long time, but when you spritz it, it's like, oh, it smells so nice. I love it. The last products I want to talk about from Urban Decay are my Jean-Michel Basquiat lipsticks. So when the Jean-Michel Basquiat collection was announced, I was like over the moon excited because the packaging looked so gorgeous, and if I'm going to be honest with you, I would have liked to have the whole thing. I would have just bought the vault and like put everything to hang on the walls, because you know the eyeshadow palettes have these little hooks and you can hang them on the wall as a piece of art. However, I decided to be a clever consumer and just buy the things that I'm really going to use, because in all honesty the 2 eyeshadow palettes were nothing that I don't have already. The blush palette had blushes in it that are not colors that I gravitate towards. The eye pencils are gorgeous, but they're super expensive, and I can achieve the same types of colors by, you know, doing other types of techniques. And the lipsticks were the only thing that I thought I am going to get a lot of use out of it. I already know that I love the formula of Urban Decay lipsticks, so I decided to grant myself all 3 lipsticks. So the first one, and the one that I'm actually wearing on my lips right now, is the shade Epigram. By the way, they all have different packaging, and the packaging is all based around the art of this graffiti artist by the name of Jean-Michel Basquiat. He died a long time ago, so he's no longer alive, so it sounds a little bit weird to people that Urban Decay did a collaboration with him. No, his estate, which is basically run by his sisters, approached Urban Decay for a collaboration. I've heard a lot of people complain about this collection being inappropriate. There were no I don't know, people always find something to be butthurt about. I personally think it's awesome because I didn't know about Jean-Michel Basquiat before, and when I heard about this collection I looked him up, and I have appreciation for his art now because it is on my lipsticks. So I don't think that there was anything wrong with doing this collection. I don't want to discuss the rest of the details because I don't want to get myself involved in any sort of drama. I just want to talk about the lipsticks because they're awesome. So if you were to get one of the lipsticks from this collection, I definitely would recommend Epigram, just because I feel like it is neutral enough. It is going to suit a lot of different tastes, a lot of different skin tones, and I just think it's one of those lipsticks that you can easily pull off without having to worry about, oh, it's so colorful. So it's kind of this terracotta, brown, red. This is a swatch for it right here. And obviously this is how it looks on the lips. It comes in a cream finish, and I absolutely love the cream finish from Urban Decay because it's very nourishing but at the same time very long lasting. The next color, and the one that I definitely thought I wanted to have because I love colors like this, is the color Exhibition. This comes in a comfort matte finish, and it is this beautiful bright orchid fuchsia type of color. It very much reminds me of Bittersweet from Urban Decay. They are slightly different in tone. This one is, I feel like, a little bit more cool toned, but it is absolutely stunning. And the last color that I kind of ordered with the thought that I might never actually use it because it's a nude and I don't really sport nudes very well, is the color Abstract, which is also in a cream finish. I absolutely love the packaging on this one. It is just so gorgeous. I was pleasantly surprised by the fact that I can pull off Abstract just fine, because Abstract is not too cool, it's not too warm, and it just looks really nice. It looks like the perfect nude for me. So when I put it on, I was very relieved because I thought, phew, this is not going to just stand like a monument in my makeup collection. I am actually going to get use out of it, and I'm very happy that I own all three of them. So these were all of my favorites for the months of May and June. Let me know what you have loved in the previous few months, be it makeup, skincare, books, movies, whatever. And I will see you in my next video. And like I said, perhaps my next video will already be in the new setting. Who knows? Stay tuned. See you next time, guys. Bye!